Hi, third graders. I'm so excited to start our read aloud this week. Stella Diaz Never Gives Up. We read the first book in the fall, and I'm so excited that the author has made Stella into a series. So I love series books. I love following the characters throughout the series, so this is really exciting. I want to show you guys the cover for those of you that were not able to get the book, and that's totally fine if you did not get it. So I see that it says Stella Diaz never gives up, and the phrase never gives up. It sounds like she might be trying to persevere. So I wonder what she's trying to accomplish or what her goal might be for this book. Remember in the last book, it was about trying to feel comfortable speaking in front of her classmates since her first language is Spanish. And so that was her goal. So I wonder what her goal might be in this book. I can see that there are sea turtles. And in the previous story, we learned that Stella loves learning about all different kinds of sea creatures. So that could give us a little clue. And I see in the word up right here, this symbol is the recycling symbol. So I wonder if it might have to do with something with recycling or the environment. I don't know. So I wanted to read you guys the inside of the book. The little flap right here. This is an important part to read when you have a hardcover book. It usually comes with a little flap. So let's see. It says Stella gets a big surprise when her mom plans a trip to visit their family in Mexico. Stella loves marine animals and she can't wait to see the ocean for the first time until she arrives and learns that the sea and its life forms are in danger due to pollution. Stella wants to save the ocean, but she knows she can't do it alone. It is going to take a lot of work and help from old and new friends to make a difference. But Stella Diaz never gives up. And I already can make a connection to our module, learning about pollution and that we need to save the ocean and save the water in our one well. So that was a great connection. I also want to read the back to you. It says, I cautiously walk up to the water while studying everything around me. As I get closer, I notice how the waves seem to say hola and adios over and over. At first, I almost do a dance with the ocean. I walk towards the water when it goes goodbye and walk backwards when the waves crash towards me, saying hi. I do that a few times until I see other kids my age just run in. They look so happy and unafraid. I pump my fist and say, I can do this. I like that. So that was a little quote from little excerpt from the book, and I really like how the author used those descriptive phrases, saying the waves seem to be saying hola and adios. So I can create that picture in my mind of the waves coming in and out onto the shoreline. All right, so we are going to get started with chapter 1. Just want to show you the inside. See more fish, just more sea creatures, and a little puppy right here. All right, chapter 1. It's been 11 days and summer is already a slow crawl. Everyone strolls around like they're floating on an inner tube on a lazy river. Like no school means there is nowhere I have to be. This can be awesome. Some days I ride my bike for hours with my best friend Jenny, or go swimming with my big brother Nick. Unfortunately, on most days, the only place I am stuck is at home. I've got my work cut out for me. It's going to be hard not to be bored. Today, I begin by searching the house. I want to find my own mystery caper. It'll mean a new adventure for me, and then I'll have to spend the entire summer solving it. At least that's what happens in Nancy Drew. I find a few fun things like The Journey to the Center of the Earth in Espanol, a book that can be an adventure, but the Spanish is too hard for me to read. I'll read it when I'm older, I say to myself as I put the book aside. In Mom's bedroom, I find a ring tucked away in the bottom of a drawer of her jewelry box. Maybe it's the ring from Lord of the Rings. Then I read the inscription inside. In cursive script, it reads, Para mi Gura. Gura is Dad's nickname for Mom since she has light brown hair. No mystery here. It's Mom's wedding ring that she no longer wears since the divorce. I spy around Mom's closet next. Zero luck. but seeing Mom's business attire reminds me of how occupada she is at work. All I know is if Mom were here with me during the day, summer would be more fun and there would be more yummy albaldingas. Mom's meatballs are guaranteed to make any situation better. Little picture of Stella dressing up. The last place to explore is my big brother's room. As I approach his room, Nick stops me. Off limits. He then walks towards the front entrance of the house. I'm heading to work, sis. Be nice to Linda. She'll be here in a minute. Not exploring Nick's room doesn't bother me too much. I'd rather discover some secret compartments, not boy stuff. With my snooping at an end, I head back to my room. Time for another brainstorming session. Hopefully, Jenny can help me brainstorm later when she's not at dance camp. Then again, if she were here with me now, I wouldn't need to think of fun things to do. Then I look over at Poncho, my betta fish. I know what to do. Time for Plan B. We're at Chapter 2. Now, Plan B is not bad at all. It's actually great. The B in Plan B might stand for the best idea. My plan is to continue what I started in Miss Bell's class and study as much marine life as possible. I'm hooked. Like Jacques Cousteau said, the sea, once cast its spell, holds one in its net of wonder forever. Scientists predict that we've only seen 5% of the ocean floor. It makes sense since they are miles deep and cover 71% of the earth. And we talked about Jacques Cousteau in our last book and how she wanted to do some research on him. I'll need to know more about the ocean too if I'm able to go to the Shed Aquarium summer camp. Mom helped me apply a little while ago, but we haven't heard anything. I even included with my application a persuasive essay on how I wanted to be the next Jacques Cousteau. To top it off, I attached pictures of my animal project for Miss Bell's class. I really hope that I'm accepted into the summer camp. This way, I'll be doing something memorable this summer, just like everyone else I know. Like Jenny has her dance camp. She is even going to have a big recital, one of the biggest in town, she says. Then Nick has his first big job. It's only part-time, but he gets a paycheck like an adult. Mom is so proud of him. She wanted to frame his first paycheck, but Nick said no. He wanted to keep the money more. I want to make Mom proud of me too, but I can't get a job. I'm too young to work. All I know is if I don't have a project or an adventure of my own, my summer will be boring with a capital B. I'll also fall behind everyone else. I'm determined to turn things around, so I get to work. I sprawl out on the rug in the center of the living room and start on my project. As I draw, I hear the front door open. Then I feel a gentle lick on my hand. The pint-sized slobber comes from Biscuit, my neighbor Linda's Chihuahua. He is brown and white with legs as wide as my thumb. Biscuit and Linda stay with me twice a week in the afternoons whenever Nick is at his summer job. Hi, Stella, Linda says, shutting the front door. Is my Biscuit bothering you? I shake my head. You can see her sprawling out on her living room floor, getting started on her Plan B. I think he just wants to see my drawing, I reply. I like Biscuit because he is curious about everything. He often crawls from Linda's backyard through a tiny hole in our fence into our backyard. That's how we were first introduced to Biscuit. And then Linda, when she came to get him. What fish are you drawing today? Linda asked. A long-nosed butterfly fish. Did you know their design helps them blend into the coral reefs? I did not, she replied. Thank you for teaching me a new fact. I pause. Linda, would you consider that a conversation starter? She chuckles. You know, I just might. A conversation starter is what Mom calls a fun fact you can share when you're chatting with a new friend. I'm collecting them in my composition book for when I start 4th grade at the end of the summer. So here's the fish that she's drawing. I remember we learned about Stella's conversation starters in the previous book because she was trying really hard to make conversations and meet new friends and feel comfortable talking. It'll help if I'm feeling quiet, although I may not need them, especially after what happened last school year with my new friend, Stanley. Stanley is one of my newest friends. When I first met him, I thought no way would he want to be friends with me. He is extroverted, and I can be shy. Not to mention, I acted like a total klutz in front of him on his first day. Turns out, I was very wrong. We've got a bunch in common, and now we're close buddies. Sadly, Stanley is gone for most of the summer on probably the most exciting adventure of anyone I know. He's in Texas visiting his family and going to his own amazing summer camp, NASA Space Camp. He is going to be a junior space explorer for a whole week. He's going to learn about gravity, program a robot, and maybe even explore a space rocket. I'd rather explore the oceans than outer space. I get motion sickness, and those rockets shooting out into space makes me queasy. There is no denying that Stanley is going to have one of the coolest experiences known to humankind. Summer would definitely be more exciting if Stanley weren't away. If Stanley were here, he'd be learning about marine animals with me. He loves the aquarium almost as much as I do. Instead, he's having an epic adventure while I'm just sitting here at home. He promised to email me with his dad's email account, but I'm afraid he's going to be too busy to remember. I sigh and look at my drawing. If I could only do something big this summer, too. And that is the end of chapter 2. So you can go ahead and log on to Flipgrid and answer the question for chapters 1 and 2. I can't wait to see your responses, and don't forget to check out my response before you do your own, and you can respond to mine if you would like, and then you can create your own. Just remember to hit the big green plus button.